Demonstrations out in Saginaw today taking part in a Fight for Democracy protests. They fear the Trump administration could go after programs like Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security next.
Protesters tell TV5's James Felton they see it as a fight to save the country. James?
Around 25 protesters showed up to make their voices heard, demanding that the Trump administration stops the cuts.
It's important that we come out and bring awareness to what we're talking about, which is the programs and the people who work for the Department of Human Services and for our Social Security Administration.
Kim Rowan organized the protest that began at the Department of Health and Human Services building in Saginaw. They want the Trump administration to stay away from Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare.
We absolutely don't want people to lose their benefits because these benefits are what keep people thriving. Then protesters marched to the Social Security Administration building. Members of the group shared their concerns with us.
We're losing our democracy. It's scary, and we have to get out. We have to speak up. It's time to do something.
I'm more than disgusted. I'm sick to my stomach over it, but I'm going to fight like hell to prevent this from going any further. And Musk has got to go, Trump's got to go, and we got to fight for our rights in this country to save ourselves.
As for Rowan, she says this is just one of many protests that will happen until the Trump administration gets the message.
And we're going to continue fighting in Michigan because this is important.
The group has 2 more protests planned this month, March 20th at the VA in Saginaw and March 29th at Fashion Square Mall. Back to you.
Thank you, James. Today, the White House posted an article on its website saying in part that the Trump administration will not cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid benefits, and that the president has repeatedly said he wouldn't. It goes on to say that Trump is trying to eliminate fraud, telling that the Government Accountability Office estimates taxpayers lose as much as $521 billion annually to fraud, and most of that is within entitlement programs such as Medicare and Medicaid.